Hi everyone. Today we're going to talk about innovation. Usually when we talk about innovation, we tend to approach it as if it was a stroke of genius, as if only few elected people will be able to understand and foster innovation. This is again another heritage of the fixed mindset that traditionally is ruling our culture and society. If you're talented, you're capable of doing incredible things, and if you're not, well, just forget about it. But what if this is just another big lie? What if instead innovation is a process that could be triggered, nurtured, and made part of our culture? It's scientifically proven that there are three dimensions of innovation, and they all need to play together in order for it to work. The first one is width, the second one is depth, and the third one is volume. With regards lateral thinking and our ability of approaching a problem or an opportunity with a different mindset, how different we're able to think. Albert Einstein discovered relativity not by running experiments that were never attempted before, but by rerunning and rereading those experiments with a different mindset. He was imagining of chasing a beam of light. And the good news is that you can learn and improve your skills and ability to lateral thinking by doing very concrete things. For example, living and working abroad for a number of years, or even better, by cultivating your love for art. A study that assessed every Nobel Prize winner for science from 1901 to 2005 showed clearly that the main difference between those great accomplished scientists who actually won the Nobel Prize for Science and those who never did wasn't their knowledge of that domain, but it was in fact how active they were in art. So I'm telling you, if you are some sort of scientist listening to this and you are also a magician or some sort of performer rocking the stage, you have 22 times more chances of winning the Nobel Prize. And the same results were shown with all the great entrepreneurs in Silicon Valley were assessed. Art really seemed to be the beginning of lateral thinking and therefore at the beginning of innovation. But all these cases tell us a story of the second dimension, depth. How good you know the domain you're trying to innovate. In other words, in order to make the most out of your lateral thinking, you better be sure that you know very well what you're trying to innovate. Otherwise, you will get it wrong. We all know and love Jeff Bezos and Steve Jobs, two of the greatest innovators ever lived. But nevertheless, there was one time in which they got it spectacularly wrong. In predicting the future of a product, they described the second biggest thing after internet, and a product so cool it would have had cities built around it. The product was the Segway. The Segway was released in 2001. It was estimated to be selling at 30,000 pieces a month, but after 21 months on the market and not even 5,000 pieces sold, the product was recalled by the company due to engineering problems. And the reason why Jobs and Bezos got it so wrong is that they didn't know enough about the dimension they were trying to innovate, which wasn't consumer electronics, but travel and transportation. And then the third dimension, which is perhaps the most important of them all and the most misunderstood of them all, volume. We've all been taught and we all know that in order to reach greatness, we need to focus on that one thing day in and day out until we accomplish perfection, right? Well, this is wrong. Study shows clearly that when it comes to innovation, quantity is the only predictable pattern towards quality. In order to create a handful of innovation that change a life forever, Thomas Edison filed 2,332 patents worldwide, including the creepiest talking doll ever conceived. The Thomas Edison was a great example of growth mindset. He said, "I never got it wrong, I just found more than 10,000 ways that didn't work." And the list goes on and on and on. Look back at Picasso, at Beethoven. In order to create their masterpieces, they need to compose hundreds and hundreds and sometimes thousands pieces of work. What I'm saying is not that innovation, it's a number game. So the more you try it, the more chances you have it to get it right at least once. What I'm saying is that exists a positive correlation between the average quality of your output and the volume of your action. In other words, you will reach your highest level of innovation in the period in which you are more active. So what do we need to know in order to become great innovator? We need to adopt different perspectives, question the default, focus on the process, and try stuff, and try stuff. In other words, we need to let go this fixed mindset that is dragging us down and adopt a growth mindset. and this will lead us to innovation. Thank you very much, and rock on.